Grid
Gerald
Life
at
guys,
YouTube,
because I was
and then
down at
look up
Watkins Glen,
Spin
of
TV.
course, today. I'll be there again tomorrow. And my Grid Life buddy Tom O'Gorman ran in the Michelin Pilot Challenge race today, finished P5 after leading some laps and having some tire issues, but they did quite well.
All right, Eric, I've got the front.
In the garage area. Their team suffered a pretty bad accident after their tire blew out as well. So
watch it.
Eric Coutule's team suffered a similar fate. Of course, those guys from Grid Life, huge thank you to them.
So far, TV3 looks to be pretty good.
I got this weekend to meet everybody there, as well as
probably
back
going to
at
get a little
Gingerman,
loose.
hopefully at Road Atlanta here
Not sure with the air, but probably get loose.
Grid Life car will roll off fourth. That 22 finishing on pole will be interesting to see how he does tonight.
Yeah, again, keeping my eye on him. He needs a good night. Can't really afford. He already kind of had. I forgot what the term is. He already had a pretty bad week last week at Bristol, and can't really afford too many others. So he's got to make sure he stays up in the front. And I think, honestly, considering the guys around him, I think he might be able to. Although he should probably keep his eyes on that 13.
I almost got you, didn't I?
165 laps. I think we're going to see multiple grooves potentially tonight. With the track temp so hot, I think you can see people search around a little bit. I'm curious to see how late in the run the tires fall off. We might see some people searching around, but again, a relatively small field, a relatively long race. That means we're going to see a lot of interesting things tonight, just like we did at Kansas earlier in the season. Field rolls through turns 3 and 4. Jeremy Miller with that spectacular starting spot in second place. And is that the 66? That is Gerald Campbell, who's relatively new to the series, or at least doesn't run.
Green flag, green flag.
From third place. So a good starting spot for him as well. And that Ford FR500 pace car is going to pull off the racetrack. It's going to leave the field in the hands of Mark Emerson's number 22 Camaro. And from Las Vegas Motor Speedway, green flag flies and we're racing in Vegas.
Oh, Elliott Butler ready to go. He's already to the outside, and we're 3 wide on the front straightaway. As we head off in towards turn 1, no one's going to be around Mark Emerson. He's going to have cleaner, but it's a scramble behind him.
Jeff right in the middle of that as they get down to turn number 1. He's kind of in a bad spot, but he gets to the bottom. Now it's Eli Hinton in the sucker. Holanda 77 of Adam Cabot. He's back in here. He had, you see the 48 get checked over by the 66 down the back straight. Evasive action down into turn 3. Still 3 wide for that second position.
Yeah, and how about Jeff Wright started in 8th, and he's about to get up into second place in 1 lap. And even the 77 of Adam Cabot behind him started in 10th. He's going to be crawling across the line in 4th.
Wow, that's a great start for the 77. I didn't know he started all the way back in 10th. Up to P4 already, looking for 3rd on the inside of the 66. But again, look at the pack racing style we're seeing here. The 30 car, Jeremy Miller, slips up right in front of Butler out of turn 2.
Yeah, he slipped up right, and you can see that the field's caught Mark Emerson. So Emerson's busy trying to defend. Woo, and you see almost contact between the 66.
The guy almost killed the wall.
77 drifts up, almost hits the 30 out of turn 4, but that 22 cut right across the nose of Jeff Wright. That was almost an incident there. Alex Bell in the background. He goes way up the racetrack, maybe just trying to get out of the fray for now as they complete lap number 2.
Eric, you still in here?
Yeah.
Keep an eye on the 66. We were having issues with him warping or net coding or warping, blinking, whatever you want to call it, during practice. He's blinked once, but other than that, he's looked good so far.
That is hot. Okay. To melt these Goodyear tires right off the sides of these race cars. Adam Cabot on the inside of the 66 going for 3rd. Remember, he started 10th. He's flying right now.
Yeah, he moved up quite a few spots. So the 48 and the 77 making quick work through the field early on. And you see now 22 under attack. Here comes Jeff Wright to the inside.
Jeff Wright started 8th. He's up to 2nd by lap number 4, going for the top spot. A great start for him as well. Cabot slides up right in front of the 66. And we'll take that 3rd
he's playing
spot
a little bit.
As this field starts to get singled out behind the front 10. But these front 10 drivers are being very aggressive right now. And Cabot moves to the high side in turn 4.
And I think they know that eventually that they're not going to be able to do this forever. They're going to try to get as many spots as possible while they can. Cabot working to the outside.
The 8 car, Jeremiah Vincent, at the tail of this front group, looking to the inside of the 13 of Eli Hinton, who I think is just trying to be safe right now and just get out of the mess as they go to the bottom of the racetrack.
Yeah, Hinton 2nd in the points at the moment, only 2nd to Jeff Wright. I think he's just trying to play it safe. Don't want to get yourself involved in an incident, but he's definitely going to try to at least maintain a safe distance with this pack.
I believe Jeff Wright won last week. Is that Bristol? Yeah, so Jeff Wright's coming off of a victory at Bristol that the 13 also could have had, and the 24 Bailey Turner, who I don't believe is here tonight. I don't see him on the list.
I don't think so either.
But for the top spot, Emerson hangs on, but Cabot goes to the high side. Remember I said multiple grooves? Look at the 77, working that outside lane and going to take the lead away on the back straight.
Yeah, indeed, he's going to be using the outside lane. I think that's going to be probably one of the more preferred lanes tonight, at least the middle groove at least. And you see Cabot still trying to rock it there. Emerson trying to get some ground on the bottom, but that run off the quarter, look at that 77 go.
Side by side for the lead, side by side behind them, but from about 12th on back, it's totally single file, but these front group is just out of control. They're just all over the place looking for positions. The 66 of Campbell trying to come up the middle. They're being very aggressive here early. If something goes wrong, it's going to take out several cars.
Yeah, indeed. How about the 25 Tim Downey Jr. joining the freight train on the outside along the outside of Mark Emerson. Emerson kind of stuck there on the inside.
Look at Elliott Butler on the outside lane. He started 6th. He's only moved up to 5th, but he's going to have a draft from the 25 of Tim Downey Jr. Tim Downey started in 5th. He's up to 4th and pushing that 66 to the 2nd spot as Cabot leads this lap.
Cabot assuming the lead of this race. Emerson now stuck kind of back in traffic.
A bobble by the 77 out of 2. He's got the 66 all over his rear bumper.
And Campbell nowhere for him to go because he's stuck in behind the 77. So, and Emerson getting really tight in the middle of the corner as well.
And here comes the 25 of Tim Downey Jr. up to the high side. So I think what we're seeing is that it's very difficult to hold that inside groove. I think the outside is going to be the place to be. Cabot comes over right in front of the 66 down into turn number 1.
Yeah, Emerson's still chucking it up in there, but watch him slide slowly up the track just a little bit every single lap. You see him getting loose on exit.
Vincent and the 48 of Jeff Wright almost made contact. The 48 car goes all the way to the inside line to avoid
man.
That he does. Before the top spot,
Campbell
drops to the inside of the 77.
Elliott just lagged out.
Yeah, so Gerald Campbell now trying to take the lead away. But again, I really think for the lead, I feel like you're not going to be able to take it on the inside, at least now.
Emerson drops down to 4th place that time through, looking for 3rd down to the
Mark, oh my,
Jeremiah
Jesus Christ.
Vincent's Wrangler number 8 up to the outside lane and just slid into a hole that almost didn't exist. He's gone from 7th to 4th.
Yeah, he's started to kick into high gear. I think he feels now is the time to charge up to the front while people have their tires worn out.
Thanks,
See Emerson trying to defend that position on the
track.
bottom.
Oh, there he slips.
Gets loose, hits the 8.
He turns him on the front
On the same lap.
They'll continue.
Elliott lags out, and then my 2 other drivers hit each other.
Yeah, but they made a hell of saves and keep going.
Yeah.
That was a disaster averted on lap number 11. Let's take a quick look at how
There went Elliott.
Started. I think the 22 got loose on the bottom, and we talked. I talked to some of the administrators pre-race, and they said that this was going to be an issue. You see the 22 is going to just bobble right here, slip up a little bit, gets into the 8, and they both spin to the inside, but hang on to it and continue. What a great job those guys did.
Oh, Elliott Butler has just lost connection to the server.
Oh, man. And for Butler, he had just turned things on correctly the last couple weeks. He's been flying, and then the bad luck hits tonight, so loses connection. Meanwhile, Jeff Wright to the inside of the 30 of Jeremy Miller, who's trying to get his spots back after dropping down early, starting 2nd. But the top 3 have broken away: Cabot, Campbell, Downey Jr. Completing lap number 12 here, Finian, and I take a look at my notes real quick. 39 laps is about a run here on the fuel tank. About 4, actually at least 4 pit stops. And lap 126 will be able to make it to the end. So we'll see how that plans out. But you see, even the 66 and 77, they chased their cars down to the bottom of the racetrack, and then they slipped up and couldn't hold that inside line. So take a look back behind Joshua Banks. This is a battle for 11th. There's Alec Martinez, Jordan Ashton, Mark Emerson all back here, kind of in a dogfight.
Yeah, these guys are kind of the only ones still battling it out. You see Emerson, and again, started in 1st, now all the way back in 14th. So he's got a lot of ground to make forward. I think what he needs right now, too, is a caution, because right now his tires are shot. He was running that inside lane for quite a while, and everyone else around him has just been kind of riding it out. So they got fresher tires to do it, so he's just kind of a sitting duck with a damaged car.
They got a pretty different top 5 than usual, except for Jeff.
Yeah, the 83, Brandon, I actually talked to him quite a few times. He's a pretty good guy. Kind of pulling for him a little bit, because his first 4 races were miserable. And then he took like 3 races off, and he came back week before last or last week.
Yeah, but here comes Campbell to the inside. He's going to charge the inside of Cabot. Will he be successful, though, in that run off the corner? It's so hard to beat.
It's going to be very difficult to make that pass work. Got a car on the fence in the background. It's the 29 of Angelo Ronis, scraped the wall out of turn 2. Minor damage, he'll continue. That's a new livery on board that car this week. Very colorful paint scheme. Now he's slipping and sliding in turn 4. He's all sorts of loose, but will continue to hang on. Gerald Campbell is just trying to track down the 77. They were dead even last time. Both cars run a 32.416. That is really impressive.
Yeah, behind them, Jeff Wright trying to muscle his way around the 83 of Brandon Gagnon, and he's going to do exactly that. Eli Hinton trying to follow the 48 through.
Gagnon started 12th, so he's climbed his way up 6 or 7 spots tonight.
Yeah, and notably, too, the 83, remember the 13 of Eli Hinton. Whoa, 83 slipped in the corner, almost hits the 13. He's going to save it, though.
And behind him, Jeremy Miller.
You were gone for the back there,
3 wide with the 15 of Alex Bell, who moves up into the 7th spot. Brian Chambliss slow. I think he's had an issue out of turn 4. Let's take a quick look. Yes, here's another replay of it.
Keep an eye on.
He just got loose out of turn 4 and slipped up the racetrack.
Thank you.
Slid into the grass, very much like we saw happen with Emerson. Yes, just got loose and held onto it. We'll continue. Battles all over this racetrack. How about Eddie Trejo in the 11 putting the effort up to the rear bumper to 14. Again, that's Gagnon in the Mountain Dew car, who's on the apron on the front straightaway.
Yeah, and a battle for third going on between the 25 and the 48. Looks like Downey Jr. is going to give it up to Wright.
And Wright's going to complete that pass. And there's Eli Hinton as the 13. He started up in, I believe, 4th place and running 5th at the moment and just trying to track his way back forward. He's looking the right direction. Remember, the 13 was an incredible battle last week with the 48 for the win at Bristol, and ended up losing that fight as he looks to put pressure on the 25 of Tim Downey Jr. Brandon Gagnon pulling off the racetrack, Finian.
Yeah, not sure what happened to him.
And Eli Hinton goes around the 25 of Tim Downey Jr. will take 4th place away. Will regain his starting spot. Okay, I think we can take a breath for a quick moment. After 19 laps of racing, we have about 20 laps until the drivers will be forced to pit for fuel. Drop-off in lap times has been about 1.5 seconds in this 20 laps.
It looks like Gagnon's just getting service to his car. Let's see if he comes out.
And Elliott's back. 8 laps down.
Pit stop, 4 tires, and fuel for the 83.
And look at the 13 all the way up at the top of the racetrack. I said in the pre-race that we may see multiple lines. This is about as close as we're going to get this season with this package. Joshua Banks was mighty close to that turn 2 wall as they came off with Alec Martinez hunting him down.
Yeah, Banks slowly starting to move his way back up, currently in 10th. We'll see how many more positions he can get. And also just in the 18 too, Martinez, he's going to begin his slow crawl up.
You can almost cut the air with a knife with how thick it is right now at the high humidity here. It almost makes the track look foggy. Now let's check in on our track conditions, Finian. 136 degrees. The record on SimTV is 140. We may get there today.
Yeah, honestly, I wouldn't be too surprised just considering how hot it is. It's about 130 in the sim, middle of the day, and with these cars running around, they're just putting more heat on the track.
Joshua Banks going around Eddie Trejo. Trejo's tight at turn 4, and Alec Martinez almost gets into him. Close quarters there.
Battle for second going on. Jeff Wright to the inside of the 66. Looks like he might get it here. Campbell's still going to fight on the outside.
You beat me to it. I was just about to call that out as the 48 goes to the bottom, chases the car down the racetrack. I think he was loose, and it's going to be a drag race down the Netless straightaway off into turn 3. I think the inside line should prevail here, but no, the 66 gets a better run. It's going to drive right back around the outside of Jeff Wright. And here comes Eli Hinton.
Yeah, Hinton's going to be able to catch with these guys. Now, he's got to make a decision. Does he go along with Jeff Wright, or does he try to go along with the 66?
I would think the 13's going to stick to that outside lane. That's what's been working for him. And look at him. He's way up. He's higher than we've seen anybody so far. Look at him wheeling this car. This is so much like the old package, Finian, how these guys are driving this car right now, just with a little bit less horsepower.
Yeah, indeed. And especially a good job by Hinton. I think what he's trying to do is just kind of stay out of the air from these guys, get a better line through the corner. You see 66, he's starting to slip in the corner on the outside lane. And here comes Jeff Wright. I think Wright might take it here. Hinton going to do the same. Yeah,
big bobble there for the 66 out of turn 4. Let's go let the 13 get to the inside. And this is not where Hinton's been comfortable so far. So I think he's going to end up missing out on this opportunity. He'll try again later. He slips up the racetrack. So does the 66. As we work our way towards lap number 25, battle for third.
Battle for third going on, and yeah, Campbell's really starting to wear out his tires, and I wonder if it's from all that moving around at the beginning, at the start of the race, wearing out this tire. I think he's starting to pay the price for that.
Could be. Meanwhile, Tim Downey Jr. running 5th right now after starting 5th, so he's pretty much stayed exactly put. So this is a really good run for this 25 team. And this race has been green for all 25 laps so far, as you got that battle in front of them raging. The 13 might actually get this spot complete, and he does. Move the 13 back up into 3rd.
Indeed. And also a report to Elliott Butler. He's back out on the track, however, 8 laps down.
Okay, so shame for the 6-car Butler. Battle for, looks like 9th place right now. Actually, to make that 8th, that's Bruce Boyer, Joshua Banks, and Alec Martinez. Martinez goes to the high side right behind Boyer. He was going to push him. Now they almost take him 3 wide, but he backs out of that and gives the 14 a shove.
Let's see, does Martinez look to the inside in the corner? He's going to stay in the middle lane.
Oh, the 19 of Jacob Plank way high. I don't think he meant to go that high in the corner. He almost wiped out, but he held on to it. Boyer tight. He's to lose that spot to Hinton and also to Jacob Plank.
Yeah, indeed. So Boyer going to drop back quickly, lose quite a few spots. So this little group of cars, Banks, Martinez, and even Plank, they're all starting to move their way up. Banks loose off of 4. Almost takes out Alec Martinez.
Yeah, so Martinez drops to the inside. It'll be a drag race between these two as we complete lap number 26 and move on to 27. Battle for the lead is subsided for now. It's a half a second between Cabot and Jeff Wright. And look at Martinez continuing his climb forward. He's taking a look at 7th place on Jeremy Miller. Remember, I said it before, this 18 won Kansas in conditions that were almost identical. That 18 car might pick to win today.
Yeah, honestly, that's not bad. If you looked at it just on paper before, it looked like he had no shot. But I mean, yeah, he's slowly starting to move his way up to the front of the field. The leaders aren't that far away; they're less than a straightaway away from the 18. So, with some strategy, he might be able to get himself back up there.
Let's quickly check in on the battle for 4th place. It's Jared Campbell and Tim Downey Jr. beginning to reel in that 66 car. And in the background, you see out of turn 2, that's Joshua Banks and Jacob Plank beginning to close in on each other for 9th.
Yeah, this is what I'm interested in, is seeing Plank's kind of got me.
Jeff is making up a lot of time.
Yeah, pretty much started dead last.
Yeah, he is. I think he saved his tires. That's why he dropped back so far.
Enough pace to get a few more spots.
Boyer down to the inside on the front straightaway, but won't be able to make that pass. But you see how look at how much the line has moved up to the top of the racetrack. That 27 to Jordan Ashland's as high as Eli Hinton has been. As we have a battle for 3rd place, as Gerald Campbell has reeled in that 13 car again.
Yeah, Campbell trying to come back at the 3rd team as he's looking to the inside.
Whew, nice save, Alex.
And also, Jeff Wright has caught the leader, Adam Cabot. So these two are about to slug it out.
Carey.
You see just up the road, those front 2 leaders. We're going to keep watching the battle for 3rd for a moment. That 66 bringing the heat to that Grid Life car.
Yeah, indeed. I'm actually...
He's loose.
Hits the apron, and that knocks his car loose, and he's going to lose all his momentum.
And all that position he had just gained on the 13. Meanwhile, for the lead, Jeff Wright all over the back of Cabot. Here he comes to the inside of the turn 4. And pit stops should be starting the next couple laps as well.
Yeah, and Wright's been pretty strong on that inside off 4, and I'm curious, since pit stops are going to start, I'm curious if he's going to just kind of wait in behind the 77, or if he is going to try to make the pass before the pit cycle begins.
I think he want to be going for it. Low grip, high action here early in the going, lap number 31 of 165. This has certainly been the most entertaining 31 laps I think we've seen all season in this series.
Yeah, and as you say that, Mario Martinez just got by Alex
When he gets
Bell
me,
for
Brian,
6th
you can
place.
take it.
That 18 car is the fastest car on the track, or at least he was last time by. He is flying right now.
Yeah, no, he is one of the I think he is the fastest car on the track. I was looking at everyone else this time. He is the fastest car on the track, faster than all of our leaders and every single car up ahead. So he's starting to make some really good ground here as we're about to approach pit stops.
And we talked earlier in the season about whether Alec Martinez had his advantage ripped away from him. He seems like he had really been a lot better on the older package with the low downforce, high power. And it didn't seem like he really embraced this package, and it seemed like he was struggling a little bit. But when you get hot temperatures, that kid is ridiculously fast. Jeff Wright slid 3 lanes up the racetrack right behind Cabot. He is on it right now.
Yeah, and battle's still going on for 3rd place. Hinton and Campbell side by side. And I think Hinton's starting to feel the burn on his tires. He's losing some pace, and Campbell just goes by him on the inside.
Yeah,
I don't know if you've got graphics turned up like I do.
Really kind of paid the price.
I've got everything maxed out as high as it'll fucking go, and you can actually see heat radiating off the fucking track. I didn't know they'd added stuff like that.
Let me try to see if I can see.
As battle for the lead again, Jeff Wright had a look at him and was side by side for a moment. Has dropped in behind again. Car on pit road is Mark Emerson's number 22. He's got some pretty significant right front damage. I have to imagine.
Yeah, I don't think my settings are high enough.
Of Jeremiah Vincent. Neither of these cars has recovered very well.
Yeah, no, I mean, really, they needed a caution. And probably, honestly, I mean, not
that's
really
pretty cool, though. I didn't know that either.
They probably should have spun around, because the way we're going out, we're looking for a very green race. A lot of people spread out at the moment, and very unlikely of a caution unless someone were to spin out. But yeah, that 22, ever since getting that contact, has not been the same, and this might not be Mark Emerson's night right here.
We're about to see a mass exodus of cars to pit road, because they can only make it about 4 more laps on fuel. So I guarantee you, pit road is going to be a very busy place momentarily. These two up front continue to battle as we look deeper in the field to find that battle with Joshua Banks, Jacob Plank, and now Bruce Boyer. That's all for 9th.
Yeah, it is all for 9th as, yeah, they've still really been able to, Plank and Banks have not been able to get away from each other. As Plank looks to the wall, he's really trying to get around the 35 or 36 car.
Bobble from the 19 momentarily, but for the top spot again, the 48 chasing the 77. If I were the 48, I'd be coming a lap before the 77. So I would say come at lap 37 or 38 and let that 77 run out of fuel. You want the tires, the drop-off's about 1.5 seconds since the beginning of the race, so it will get him out in front. I think that's the move you play.
Still no takers to pit road, so not a lot of people have come yet.
I think they're just going to run the tanks out for the most part here. Is that battle for third heating back up? I don't think Eli Hinton's lost any pace compared to Jared Campbell later in this run. They follow the leader through turns 3 and 4.
Whoa, Cabot is very loose off of 4. Jeff Wright's got the run. He's going to go all the way to the inside. Cabot going to try to block it off, but Wright is there.
Yeah, this is really interesting because that shortcut down on the apron is quicker. See Wright go to the top spot or try to at least. He slips up the racetrack and can't get it done, but that apron on the front straight, you can go down there all you want and make passes, but if you go down there and someone moves their car over that white line, you cannot just force your way back up. You have to blend seamlessly. And that may or may not happen late in the race when drivers are doing more taking than giving.
And lap 30, completing lap 30, still no takers on pit road, except for Mark Emerson.
Yeah, so Mark Emerson's the only driver that's been there. I still think we're going to see a bunch head to pit lane all at once, and we could see the entire field on at once.
I think I know why. I think these guys are going to try to do 41 laps.
Ooh, that's stretching it a little bit.
Yeah, I think that's what they're aiming for, what it looks like. We'll see here if we get any takers, but it's kind of close on fuel.
A couple cars have come. Jeremy Miller and Angelo Ronis have made it. And the leaders stay out again. Does anybody else come, though? I don't think so. No other takers this lap.
So everyone trying to stretch their fuel out.
This is a little bit longer than we thought they could go. I'm wondering if they're having to lift even a little bit, and if that's saving them enough fuel, or even just the draft. I think the 77 might be peeling off to come this time. Nope. Slips up in front of the 48 of the exit of
time. 66 will be pitting the time.
Yep, and here comes Jeff Wright to the inside. Cabot squeezes him down. What's going to let the 48 merge back on? And can Wright take it in the corner here? No. Cabot gets a good run on that outside. He's going to try to pinch that 48 down.
Side by side again. The 77 will retain the lead as they enter the backstretch again for the 41st time. Alec Martinez has caught, I was just about to say, he has caught that 13 car of Eli Hinton. Alec Martinez started at the tail of the field.
Cabot. Down on pit road.
All right, here he comes.
48 pitting in.
We'll cut that story
so
short.
does the 66.
15 pitting, 15 pitting.
So I would say from here, you're not necessarily good on fuel. You're very close. And these guys, will, if they pit every 41 laps, are going to be about 1 lap short. So they're going to have to save an extra lap here and there. I think the guys going 42 laps are going to be very close, but I think they should be able to make it.
Alec Martinez is now passing Eli Hinton. This 18 car will win this race if he doesn't mess it up himself. And he is flying right now.
If Jeff Wright down on pit road, well, he is sideways. But he looks like he'll get a blow down, yep.
Martinez and Hinton staying out another lap, as are some other drivers. We really didn't think they were going to be able to go this far, but they've managed to stretch the field a couple extra laps.
27 pitting,
Yeah, so
27.
Hits are good so far.
Pretty much good on 3 stops.
Yes, indeed.
Mark Emerson right now is pitting as if it was a 4-stop race. So Martinez leads this race right now. We expect to see them on pit road very shortly. Another lap again as the 13 peels off.
Yeah, 13 peels off 25 of Tim Downey Jr. He's coming in.
Oh, Hinton, he was in fast. He locked up the brakes coming into pit lane.
Pitting this time
He
by.
better hope and pray that the speeding police weren't
still
paying
looks
attention
good.
to that one.
21 pitting now.
Eli slid through his bad.
Yeah, I seen that.
If he got a low down, he might get away with it. Yeah, I think he might get away with it.
Martinez still on the racetrack. So is Joshua Banks, Jeremiah Vincent, Brian Chambliss.
Oh, but he won't get away from this. Hinton goes through his pit stall.
Oh, man. Here comes the 18 to pit road from the lead. And Joshua Banks comes in as well. Jeremiah Vincent, he's 3 wide with some other cars that are still out or have already made their pit stops. And the 8 will come to pit lane. So everyone is making their pit stop or has made their pit stop.
Wow, look at the gap between Adam Cabot and Jeff Wright.
Wow. Over 2.5 seconds. There's Cabot. There's Wright.
I think that's everybody.
And Gerald Campbell Brennan Gagnon splitting the difference.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what the gap's going to be between Alec Martinez and company.
Well, Martinez, again, about a second and a half or 2 wear on the tires at the end, or at least the fall off. So he'll lose a lot of ground to the guys he was racing, but he was going so fast before, he'll make it all up.
Sorry, Mark, I thought you were going to catch up to me fast, or
he's got Elliot Butler approaching, as well as Alex Bell up behind him. It looks like Alex Bell's going to clear him.
So that will put Alec Martinez back in 6th place. Eli Hinton, with his mistake, has fallen to 8th. Tim Downey Jr., a similar mistake, I am assuming, because these guys came in kind of nose to tail already. And right behind Jeremy Miller,
Adam Cabot gained 2 seconds.
Number 30, back in 10th.
Yeah, he had a hell of a pit stop.
But Cabot gets the lead away, or back rather, from Jeff Wright, and now 2.8 seconds is the lead. And last time by, Jeff Wright was quicker. Actually, excuse me, no, the 77 was quicker.
Yeah, so curious how this is going to play. We'll see this time through how the speeds compare.
At the line, Cabot ran a 31.201, and Jeff Wright ran a 31.322. So Cabot continues to pull away. And if you take a look, Wright actually pitted after Adam, so he should be quicker.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised that it swung the other way.
Now, what Brandon Gagnon needs is a caution. This 83
Is
car
my
has been
mic
out
not
for
working?
30
I thought I called
on
that
his
pit.
set of tires. He's in 4th place at the moment. A caution would
Might
save
have been
him.
in the wrong channel. I
I'm
did it out a
still
lot.
surprised he came in as early as he did. But I guess unless he's got something
Yeah,
up
sorry,
his
Eric.
sleeve
I
that we
don't
don't
know if I got
Oh,
walked
whoa.
on or what, but I
Out of
definitely
turn
called
4,
that pit
very
out there,
close
so.
quarters between Jeremy Miller and Bruce Boyer. Let's go
I'll,
back and take a quick look at that.
make sure
that
next
was
time.
maybe an inch.
You're good.
Oh, there was contact, actually, a little bit.
I messaged him, told him to call his pick, because Jeff was like right on
I
his
just realized I
bumper
had the
when he
Spec
pitted.
MX5 replay screen.
Do what? I didn't catch any of that.
Let me fix that while we're here.
I told
There we go.
I told Adam to be sure to call his pit next time, because I didn't hear it, and whenever he came in, Jeff was like right on his bumper.
Sideways out of turn 4, but he saves it.
But he said his mic didn't work or something.
Yeah, Butler on older tires because he had to come in and get back out there, and he's been off pace ever since. But yeah, he's really loose on the tires. I think he's gonna be coming in for his stop soon.
Our pole sitter Mark Emerson, off sequence and off strategy, pulls up in front of the 30. The 30 of Miller swings to the inside down the back straight, and he'll drive right on by. Like the 22 is at a toll. I'm thinking like highway terminology. I've been in the car all day.
Sorry guys, one went low,
Yeah, okay,
one went
so
high.
last time through, Wright ran quicker than Cabot by 0.2 of a second. Now, he really needs to start picking up time because if he doesn't really make up that much time on this run, he might be able to. He might be handing this race off to the 77.
Alex Bell and Alec Martinez battling for 4th, and 18's going to drive right on by. And that Monster Energy Alienware car will take 4th place away. But you mentioned the gap starting to dwindle. Looks like Wright has found a line and is beginning to reel in the 77.
I'll be honest with you, I'm surprised we went caution free so far, even with only 18 drivers.
Yeah, I know it. Of course, the one night, my driver needs cautions.
I think that would have been the way to go before. Is Brennan Gagnon? He's fallen to 10th. And here comes Mark Emerson, Jacob Plank. They're fighting for 11th right behind him, and they're going to approach him very quickly with a head of steam. Lots of passing on the racetrack right now. The 36 goes middle 3 wide between Mark Emerson and the 83 of Gagnon and takes 2 spots in one fell swoop. Banks is a wheelman.
Yeah, here comes Jordan Ashton trying to do much of the same. He's gone past the 83 now, trying to get to the inside of the 22.
And he'll do it. Completes the pass for 12th. Tim Downey Jr., Eli Hinton fighting for 6th. The 25 is past the 13. But Hinton trying to bring the fight back to him. What do you think? Good time for a SimTV Sound Surge?
I think so.
All righty.
That probably should have been a caution.
Oh, Jeremy Miller and Jordan crashed.
Yeah, but they all kept going, so no caution.
Damn. Jordan parked it.
Yeah, I don't know if it was Jordan's fault or Jeremy's. I gotta back it up and look.
Thank you, Jared.
I saw you track me down.
I think Jeremy lost it.
I'm not gonna. There's no point.
Yeah, he was in the middle of losing it. Jordan didn't really try to avoid it.
Did you even qualify?
No.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Yeah, probably a mistake. I should have qualified, I guess.
In that time, we were doing the Sound Surge. The
Jeff's
car,
back
Jeff
to
Wright has chopped that lead in half. It's 1.3 seconds. Meanwhile, Jordan Ashland has received some major damage to the front end of his number 27 and the rear. He's been in the fence pretty hard, and we're going to try to go back and find out what happened. This was with Jeremy Miller out of turn 4 here, Finian.
Yeah, amazing. This is the second thing that almost was a caution, man. Just wrong place, wrong time for the 27, as Jeremy Miller was just loose off the corner.
And just collided. Nothing that the 27 could have done to miss that. And Mark Emerson taking evasive action. But we'll continue.
He lost
no caution so far.
5/10 that lap.
Who, Adam?
Jeff.
Well, it was almost at 3 seconds last time I looked, and now it's down to 1.7, so he's definitely catching him.
It was
1.2 before the lap before that, unless I can't read, but yeah, he's catching him.
Going on between Joshua Banks and Jacob Plank. And for 14th, Angelo Ronis and Mark Emerson.
Yeah, these guys are trying to make up what ground they lost. I'm surprised Ronis has dropped back as far as guys. Not sure what's happened to him. Actually, looking at the right side of his car, I think I could see what happened to him.
Oh. All right, let's check back in with Eli Hinton, Tim Downey Jr. These guys traded spots back and forth a couple times. Hinton will maintain 6th place, but Alec Martinez, though, looking at the lap times, 0.2 quicker than the leaders. He is flying right now, and it's about 3.7 between him and 2nd place Jeff Wright, 5.6 up to the lead. But this 18 car is on the move.
Yeah, definitely, though. He's really got to make sure he makes up quite a bit of time here if he wants a chance of winning this race. He's definitely on for a very good run. But again, if he wants to win this race, which is pretty much what he's out for, not in the chase. So he's just going for the W at this point. He needs to make sure he gets a lot of time and needs to be running really good laps.
Oh, I think Jeff got the wall. He's a little right front of him.
Back at Kansas Speedway, but did not, unfortunately, didn't make the chase this season. He'll have to try again next season. He'll be under the Sim Motorsports wing.
Looks good on my end.
Track conditions, it's about 135.
I mean, it's real small. It's just crinkled up just a little bit.
Very, very hot.
Ever so slightly, yeah, I see it now.
I wouldn't think that would affect him, but he's slowing down now.
He is on a mission. It's not even close.
Unless Adam's going faster.
He wasn't that much faster. He ran a 606 compared to 663.
We'll
have to see.
He's done such a good job this season, and didn't make the chase this time around, but has certainly put on a show.
505.
Hopefully when he returns next season, he'll be even better and stronger and win even more races. But Jeff Wright
578.
has won a bunch of races this season.
Alex is a 4. He's the fastest car on the track.
Is that number 21 of Brian Chambliss sitting in the at the moment. Jeremiah Vincent trying to recover, who's running very well earlier in the race and had contact with the 22 out of turn 4 and has not been able to get any spots back since then.
Yeah, I was going to say, but all things considered, he's doing a pretty solid job trying to get back 11th at the moment, considering the damage he has to that car and what happened to him to put him off the pace.
And trying to cross over. Whoa! Emerson back on.
He's good.
It sounds like. Yes, he is. The 8 car was pedaling it through the middle of 1 and 2, trying to get to the inside of the 21.
He's left.
Wasn't able to do
the
it,
hell?
but it was certainly a very interesting moment he had.
Major championship implications.
Major.
Martinez has chopped the lead between him and Cabot down to 4.9 seconds. It was 5.6 just a few laps ago.
Oh, it looks like Emerson he's going to call it a night.
Oh.
And I think that's going to put the nail in the coffin for his championship hopes right there.
Yeah, it's hasn't really been a good second half of the season for that 22 after starting off quite strong. I'm just continuing to watch this 18. So here's the 77, here's the 48, here's the 18. And there's 4th place Gerald Campbell and 5th place Alex Bell. How about this for the driver number 15? Didn't he win the Roval a few weeks back? Pretty sure he
Mark
did.
just gave up.
Or no, he finished 3rd or something. He finished quite well. Oh no, I can't remember who won the Roval. It's been a couple weeks. I have no idea.
Oh, it was Joshua Banks.
Joshua Banks. My mind is completely fried.
It was Banks, Hinton, Bell, top 3 in that race.
Again, for anyone that's just joined us late as we watch this battle for 11th, I've been at Watkins Glen all weekend, and my voice is shot, and my body is very sunburned, and I have the memory capacity of an elephant.
No. Elephants are pretty smart.
I love the way you said, no. I meant goldfish. That's what I was going for.
Leader, do you want bottom or top?
I know they're not exactly even close to the same animal.
I'll take bottom, I guess.
Because fish are rodents. No, wait, hold on, that's not right. Fish are. Fish are fish. Okay, I'm sorry. This is really unprofessional, but that was funny. All right, carrying on for the lead. Cabot leads by 2.3 seconds over Jeff Wright. Alec Martinez is 4.6 back from Wright, 2.3 back from, 4.6 back from Cabot, 2.3 back from Wright.
Yeah, and Martinez has been doing a fantastic job reeling him in. I definitely think, honestly, at the rate he's going at if this race goes green, he'll definitely catch Jeff Wright. Although I'm having my slight doubts about Cabot because Cabot's putting on a pretty solid pace as well.
It's got a solid pace, but the fastest car on the racetrack by 0.2 every single lap is that Alienware Camaro. We're closing in on halfway here, Finian. Pit stops coming up in roughly 10 to 15 laps. Now, if you're Martinez, you don't really need to stretch it like you did in the first run, right? Can't you just do 41, 41, 40, or whatever is left? And he ran 43 laps last time. There's no need for him to do that now because he's guaranteed himself a 3-stop race.
Yeah, you can pretty much go to 41. You should be able to make it to the end without a problem.
We expect him to pit on about lap 85. Chambliss and Vincent still fighting for 11th.
Yeah, well, we got a bit of a lull in the action. So I'm looking at the points right now. And I think going after this week, we can eliminate a lot of drivers. So right now, who have a chance at the championship. So Casey Lakatos and Bailey Turner, they're both not here. So then you can kind of eliminate them out of that. Emerson, he DNF'd and he's low on the points. You can kind of take him out of the equation. Ronis is kind of struggling, so I wouldn't call him entirely done for him, but it's not looking too hot. Elliot Butler kind of in the same boat. He's really far down. He's going to struggle tonight. So that effectively leaves Wright, Hinton, and Bell up in the chase for it, and they're both all of those guys are running really well tonight in the top 5.
Interesting update. The 21 and 8 have got to be exhausted with each other. These guys have been side by side and on each other's bumpers for the last 10 to 15 laps. They were side by side for about 3 laps in a row, and so I'm sure they're getting a little tired of each other at this point. Meanwhile, for the top spot, Jeff Wright has actually begun to reel in Cabot once again. The gap is only 1.4, but I'm going to keep my eye on this battle for 11th because these guys continue to race each other as if they're racing for the lead.
Yeah, heck, they really don't have much else to do out there. A lot of the guys are spread out. These 3 are the closest fighting for position.
The 8 car gets on by, and we'll move our attention quickly back to Alex Bell because he's got a hungry Eli Hinton chasing him down. And Hinton probably should have won the race at Bristol last week, but there was that dramatic moment between Bailey Turner and Jeff Wright on the last lap where they got together, and Jeff Wright threw a huge block and then just sent it into turn 3, smashing off the wall, and they crossed the line sideways. But that 13 car, had the 48 not made that move, he probably would have won the race. Of course, I think everybody was pretty happy with how last week went, just because it was such a cool race to watch.
Yeah, I'm actually glad that those 2 guys went off without any problems between each other. I think they both enjoyed that finish, just how close it was. So nice to see they're on good terms. And I mean, yeah, but really, I think that we're gonna, for the chase with the rest of it, we're gonna have to keep an eye on the 48, the 15, and the 13. I think they're gonna be our fastest guys competing for this championship. And Bell also not giving all the room in the world to Hinton. He's trying to keep him in behind.
I was just gonna say that was pretty a little tight there. All right, gap between the leaders only 1 second now as Jeff Wright reels it in down to 0.9 of a second, and Martinez is only 3.3 back. He's made up so much time and continue. Last time by, just for reference here, Alec Martinez was 0.4 of a second quicker than your leader, Adam Cabot.
Yeah, and I was expecting Martinez to fall just a little bit. I was expecting him to still catch Cabot, but at a slower pace. But he's really putting in good times right now. And every single lap is looking more and more like his 18's race. Yeah,
he bobbled a little bit out of turn 4. He still ran a 32.5, which is 0.3 faster than the 77's last lap. Taking a moment to take a breather. Without commercials, it's like hard to talk for this long.
I know, and now we see that Fox has one every 20 laps.
They rest their voices nicely. I don't get to rest my voice. I'm going to go back yelling for 6 hours tomorrow.
Yes, expecting pit stops within about 6 laps or so.
Yeah, I think for the 18, I would say he'll pit lap 85 if he goes on a 41 lap stint. So here's a look at your lap since pit for the top 15.
Yeah, and again, there's really, especially considering how bad the fall-off is, there's really no point in stretching it longer than you need to. You should try to get fresh tires on the car as soon as possible.
The only driver I think that should maybe go a couple more laps than he needs to is the 18, because he's making up so much ground anyway that even if he gives up a second or two, he'll gain it all back at the end of the run. I just don't think he should stay out 3 or 4 laps longer than the leaders.
Yeah, definitely should. That gap between the leader of Cabot and Wright right now, almost half a second, or pretty much at half a second as they come out of 2. And Martinez, the gap under 3 seconds for him as he gets around the lap car of Angelo Ronas.
And that battle for 5th is pretty hot between Bill and Hinton. Hinton putting on a show, trying to chase down that 15 car. But our lead is about to get tight here, Finian. 0.4 of a second and closing for that top spot.
Yeah, it's kind of amazing how it all started out. Remember, these guys were pretty much like this when they came in for pit stops. And they're finding themselves caught up with each other at the end of the run.
And an 18 car in the background is just saying, please fight.
Hey, Eric.
Yeah.
I think Jeff got that damage earlier in the race when he got bumped from, I don't know if it was Jeremiah or somebody else, and he had to go way down low. It was like lap 5.
At least in the top 10. The 77 wasn't all that much
he
slower.
just gained a whole bunch of time right now.
The 18 was the fastest of the top 5.
They're both pitting.
0.2 quicker than Cabot, 1/10 quicker than Wright, and 2.2 back from this fight for the lead we have now.
The whole field's pitting.
It looks like Martinez is starting to taper off.
I see this.
Yeah, Cabot and Wright beginning to slug it out.
Cabot, are you in front of me or behind me? The pit box.
Right
here.
Oh, here comes the 77 to pit road and the 48 with them.
Oh,
and
Jesus.
He's gonna come in a lot hotter, and even Martinez is gonna come in.
Wow. And here
I was
comes
worried that you were going to be behind me.
mass exodus to pit lane here, Finney. What do you think about
Everybody
this?
looks
10-4.
good.
Only 2 seconds of damage. I think we're good.
I'm a little bit surprised, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I got 5 here. No worries.
I think the 18 just followed him down just to stay in this fight, which I like this call. He's on equal playing field now. Alex Bell is also in. Angelo Ronas also came in.
Yeah, so this is really going to be an interesting view of this fight to see how all these guys are on equal terms.
Alec Martinez is free, and there is Cabot and Jeff Wright's going to win the race off of
Go
him.
watch
And
Adam
18,
going into his pit box and look at the net code,
well. These two are
or
gonna
the
race
damage
each
from the
other
net code.
onto the banking.
Actually, they said they bumped each other.
They did, but if you look at the damage, I mean, the damage is nowhere where they bumped, and it's after they bumped.
66 is good.
Riding on board with Tim Downey Jr. as he chases down Joshua Banks. This will be for second on the racetrack, but of course, in the middle of the pit sequence, they'll drop back to where they were running, back to about 5th or 6th after the pit stop sequence is over. Here comes the 25.
So battle for the what would be the lead between the 77 and the 48. They're going at it with fresh tires.
And here comes the 18
25
of
good.
Martinez into the picture as they go side by side for the lead.
Whoa, and Cabot slides in front of the 48. 48 is going to switch over, and these guys are having none of it. They know this is going to be the fight for the lead.
And now they're on completely equal ground, so they have to race each other hard, because neither one is going to have a tire advantage later in the race unless one abuses the other.
Thank you.
Yeah, he's coming like a rocket ship.
Martinez last time by was still quicker.
Whoa, 3-way for between Cabot and Wright, gagged in the middle.
Whoa, that's tight on a turn 2.
I don't know how they did not wreck there, and Cabot's going to get the lead through all that. Wow.
Let's go back. I was just checking out another car, so let's just take a look at the replay here as they split the 83. That was close. And back out, they're still side by side.
And still waiting on quite a few cars to come down on pit road. The entire top 5 have yet to come down. Eddie Trejo is just coming down now. Still waiting on Vincent, Plankson, Banks, and Hinton.
Martinez just ran the fastest lap of his race. The quickest lap belongs to Alex Bell, who just ran his quickest lap of the race.
Yeah, so everyone right now in the fresh charts.
Business time, business time.
So Cabot is going to take what will eventually be the lead away from the 48. And Martinez still lapping quicker, has reeled them both in.
8 pitting this time. 8
and drops to
pitting
the
this time.
inside of Gagnon in turn 3.
Yeah, Martinez gained a lot of time, so I think this might be working out for him here.
The question is, the thing is, that he hasn't even been abusing his stuff. He never dropped off. Not
13's
nearly as much as
good.
the rest of the field did on that last run. So it's not like he's burning up his stuff early in the
So
run
it's
and losing it
36.
at the end. He's just been consistently quicker
Yep.
than everybody else by 2 to 3 tenths a
I'm
lap
on the 8.
for the majority of the run.
Okay, Hinton, Banks, and Vincent also coming in, so the lead is going to cycle out.
And he's good. I think that is everybody.
For the top spot, still separated by about a tenth of a second at the start-finish line. Martinez just out of frame to the right.
Yeah, Martinez is definitely there, so well, I'm curious now. We've seen him work through traffic that he was faster than, but here he is fighting up for the lead. I'm curious how his car is going to handle.
Came all the way back from 16th, charged up to the top 5, and then has just slowly been climbing his way up patiently on his newer tires. The last run came in and pit with the leaders on this run and is now reeling him in. He's down to half a second back from those top 2.
Yeah, Wright and Cabot running a lane higher. They're already right in the middle line. Martinez still down low on the bottom.
This has been, so far, I think the best race of the season for these guys. Not a single caution in sight. These front 2 have been battling for dozens of laps on end. We've got comers and goers, and of course, the hot temperatures making this drive a lot more like these cars used to a year ago.
Yeah, indeed. It really is put on a fantastic show as Wright and Cabot are side by side. Wright trying to take the lead back, but you can see he's struggling with those tires now at this point.
And how about the new sponsor on board the 77, the Lawn Tech machine? No longer sponsored by Glycoflex. So a new sponsor for the 77, and he's definitely giving them their money's worth this weekend.
Yeah, absolutely. Ooh, they both of them come pretty close to the wall.
Alex Bell, Gerald Campbell, they're side by side for 4th place. The 15 has also been slowly climbing his way forward.
Yeah, he also looks like he's trying to get back in his run, although he's about almost 10 seconds behind the leader, so he's got
Good
a long
racing,
ways
Gerald.
to go, but he's going to try to get around Jared Campbell right ahead of him.
Oh, appreciate it.
Leaders nose to tail of the high side at a turn 4. Close quarters for a moment. The 48 drops to the inside lane
Gotta
across
have
the line.
something
That
to do
time,
off that 90.
the
Is
gap
that Alec right up there?
indistinguishable. Timing and
battle for the
scoring.
lead?
The
It's
gap
a
didn't just
3-way
exist.
battle now.
I actually got
Where'd he come from?
thousands of a second between them.
Wow.
He's been slowly marching there. He pitted when they did, so he's on the same
And
playing
Martinez
field.
is there.
Dang, good for him.
So now what I wonder, though, for Martinez, what is he going to do? Is he going to try to let these guys duke it out more, wear out their tires more, or is he going to go for it right now?
Well, he's been really patient so far, which patience has not been his strong suit in the past, but in this season he's definitely figured something out. I think he waits here for a moment, but if he gets an opportunity, he'll go for it. He knows he's faster. I mean, he's tracked them down from way back. There's no need to push this and ruin it now.
Yeah, especially right now, too. It'll be really sketchy if he does make it 3 wide, as these guys are cutting it close 2 wide.
And still a tenth quicker than the leaders last time through.
And I think here he is going to go on the inside. He's going to run that bottom lane, get a nice run off the corner. He's going to go to the outside of the 48. Here he comes.
Alec Martinez from 16th up to 2nd as he goes around the outside of the 48. Jeff Wright's going to get tight on the bottom, won't be able to hold that line. And the 18 will get 2nd place away, right loose on the bottom.
Yeah, now Cabot, loose also coming out of turn 4, and now here comes Martinez with the run 2.
You got that jet fuel, Jeremiah?
And in one fell swoop, the young kid who
What's
lots
that?
of people had doubts in this year.
Said you
He
got
won
that
at
jet
Kansas, and at times he's not been the most popular driver in the paddock,
Yeah,
but he goes from
figured that.
16th to 1st and a slow and steady 95 laps. Alec Martinez to the lead.
Yep, and here he comes. He's going to come back out of 40 and he'll officially lead a lap. Yeah, just a solid climb to the front. Took him over half the race, but I mean, doesn't matter how many laps he led. This matters, in his case, just really matters leading the last one. And he's setting himself nicely up for that as Cab. It goes to the outside, but I think it's going to be, I don't think the 77 is going to have much for him.
I don't think so. I think the 18's just been quicker on raw pace. Look at the ground he gained in turns 1
Shoot,
and 2.
who was halfway?
77's going to carry that run onto the back straight, but it's going to be...
I don't know. What lap was halfway?
82, right?
82?
82 and a half would be 165.
Top spot.
That had been Adam.
Well, it was in the middle of pit stops.
Alright, well, I'll go back and look then.
I'm looking.
Now, this is what Martinez
Yeah,
is
it was
of. Don't play the games with the... Oh, the
Adam, unless.
He saves it as the front two continue to battle, but the 18
Oh,
doesn't
would
need
that-
to play this game. Let the 77 have it back.
Confusing,
Don't fight him too
It's
hard.
Gerald, right?
The 77 is slower
I'm
than the
looking.
18 on a long run, so I think
I think it's
Martinez
Gerald.
has to understand that and not burn off his tires fighting the 77 like the 48 did.
Yeah, right, with that slip up, he's going to lose quite a bit of time at the line. He's going to be about a second back, so, and that might not seem like a lot, but with this package, it definitely is, so he's going to have to push this car to try to gain that time up.
.67 laps to go at the line, about 36 minutes of racing left. We've had no cautions so far. We've had 11 lead changes. That is a great number for Las Vegas.
Yeah, especially with this package too, when you consider it, because I think the lead has been...
36, you're blanking a lot, just a heads up.
Has been the hardest thing to achieve, just due to dirty air off the leader. But
I mean, we'll be all right. I mean, you're not on side of me, so we're good.
Yeah, it was Gerald.
I apologize, though. No, I know we're good, but you blinked when you were right next to me, and then you kept blinking.
The
so
top spot has
thought
been
it'd be nice to
contested
give you a
for
heads up, that's all.
about 25 laps between the 48, the 77, and the 18. But you see the 18, he's not going away from the mirror of the 77. I don't think Martinez is going to sit back here for too long before he launches another fight on Cabot's rear bumper.
yeah, honestly, I don't think he should wait too much longer, because that 48 is starting to reel these guys back in. So he's going to approach this fight again. So I think Martinez is going to make...
Oh, Cabot's out of shape.
I think Cabot's a decision for him. He gets loses his momentum on the straight here.
Hey.
Martinez,
Again,
What's
I think this
up?
just shows you that
Oh,
Cabot
hey.
is driving.
It's
all
been
out.
caution-free
The
for
18
101 laps.
Oh, sideways right in front of the 18.
We actually had 18 drivers show up.
Is that you can tell the 77's driving all out, using every trick in the book.
in.
The 18 is sitting and just riding right now. He's not even going that hard, and that's the difference as the 18 takes the
No
lead back away.
issues. Saw teammates. The only time I was watching was when teammates got together all four with Vincent and Emerson.
Yeah. Same
Yeah.
lap. Elliott lagged out.
Oh,
And I don't think he's going to be able to...
No,
The
he's
18's in a bad
8 laps
spot here.
down.
The 77
I'm assuming
slips,
Cabot's
he's gonna
leading.
Go with him.
no, Alex
Out
is.
Martinez.
77 keeps it there, although he was
Oh.
really loose. So Martinez is gonna be
and
right out that lane.
Jeff and Adam are within 6/10 of each other, though.
I think this 18 needs to get
Alec
draft
killing
the
everybody?
77, because the 77 is just going to get right back.
Nah,
to
he
the
just
lead.
He
he
just got
started
to the
dead
lead.
last, and he just now
So,
got to the
Now
lead,
the
so
goal
he's
is to
taking
break
his
the draft,
time.
Get him out of your mirror and just drive away.
So like no pits. He's come out the leader.
And Jeff
No,
Wright
he
is
actually
watching
has
all
come
in
out
third.
fourth this
Come
last
out
time.
third or fourth. Yeah.
He just said he's leading.
He came out the pits fourth.
Oh, so he was leading.
I just want everyone to
Nah.
watch the hands on the 77.
So who's the actual
right now,
leader?
Alex
No,
Cabot.
he is
He's on
leading.
the high lane now, but as he gets off the corner, there's a lot of play. In
Alex
he's
is
driving the
leading. He
wheels
came
off,
out
spinning
fourth,
those
but
rear
he's had the
tires. Now,
fastest
right
car
on
the whole most the whole
Martinez
entire race,
just up the
and he
road.
finally
Just watch
he's
how
finally from starting
smooth
dead
it
last.
is.
He's
He
finally
turns
caught up
34.
to where he's on the same page as the two leaders, which have been Adam and Jeff,
It's
and
just-
he's
He's
passed
taking
him
a
and
little
now
bubble
leading the
there
race.
as he hit the apron, but just so
So he's probably gonna win if
smooth
we go
through
green.
that middle of the corner. And the 77
I don't see
Maybe.
where
is
it's going
wrenching
to
on
go
the
yellow.
ground. He's quite
I mean,
comfortable.
everybody's been really great.
Yeah, I've noticed though that Martinez has been hitting that.
Won't jinx it, but it'd be the first one.
So he needs to make sure he stays off of it. But other than that, yeah, his line is.
I'm assuming the cars need to
Wondering why
cycle
we've had the
through
cameras
because
here
Jeff
for hours.
has
No
no
other significant battle
hood
happening.
or rear
Really
bumper
just
on
these
my end.
Top three drivers duking it out on lap 104 of
Is
160.
he good on your end? Does he have
Oh
any
yeah,
damage?
he's fine. He's got a little right front damage, but that came from I think contact in
halfway
the
through
early
this
stages
fuel
of
run
the
as well.
race of another driver.
Cabot is just drifting
Yeah.
his car around, but he's going to burn those rears off and won't have anything left.
Mark rage quit. We didn't mention that.
Go figure.
11 cars on the lead lap. We've had 20 drivers start the race. We've had.
What's wrong with Jordan? Did he lag out?
No, he got in a wreck with Jeremy Miller, and they pretty much done, both of them.
No bueno.
It was no caution. They both pretty much continued, but yeah, it wasn't pretty.
Alright.
Gerald Campbell was halfway.
Has as much pace left in it with how hard he's wrenching on the wheels. He drifts up the racetrack out of turn 2, almost gets in the fence. He is driving so hard, crosses over the 18 down into turn 3. This 77 showed up to race.
There are no penalties yet.
That's good.
My bad, but I thought I was going to be able to just get around on the outside. I didn't mean to lose.
Those tires are going to be molten lava, and it's just not going to handle very well. So this is short-term gain, long-term loss for the 77.
Really loose. I don't like it.
But what an epic battle between these guys, Finney. I don't think we've seen a battle like this in the Cup car, old package or new.
Yeah, can't get low here.
Not for this long.
Yeah, indeed, not for this long at all. So these guys have been putting on a great job. What I'm really curious, though, is so we saw all 3 of them come in during that last pit-stop sequence. What is going to happen this time around?
It's a really interesting question, I think. Here's the 6 car of Elliott Butler, who is on fresher tires driving around these drivers. But you mentioned what's going to happen. Well, it depends on exactly what the 18 does as the things get a little bit tight out of turn 2.
Butler, I think he's making sure he takes this easy. I don't think he wants to be responsible for taking out the leader.
All right, we'll be back in about 10.
Oh, Martinez sideways out of turn 4. He's going to save it and continue, but I think he was trying to give the 6 car room, and the 77 is going to cross overhead to the bottom off in turn number 1.
These guys are moving side by side. Cabot might be able to clear him before the corner. Nope, Martinez there by a nose.
And Martinez is going to chase him down to the bottom. I think he knows the 77's loose. So if he can just hold him down on the bottom, he might be able to get right back by him. The problem is if that 77 spins, they're both going to crash.
Here comes Alec Martinez on the outside, who he slips up a little bit. He's starting to feel the burn on the tires, and Cabot's still holding strong there, surprisingly.
Well, the AT doesn't have a choice. He's had to race the 77 hard, and that's why his tires are getting worn out as well. So the 48 is just watching this and going, you guys go ahead and fight. I'll just sit back here and conserve my stuff for the end of the run. Oh, was there a touch there? That got close on the back straightaway a little bit. Tight quarters. And now, Cabot gets re-cleared by the 18.
Woo, Cabot is
and the 48's gonna fill the
hanging it out there.
I think Wright feels like this is a good time to intervene. He's going to try to look to the outside of Cabot.
Are you okay?
In there.
Yeah, I got loose.
This is what the 18 wants to see in his mirror is watch.
I think if Jeff gets out front, he'll pull away.
That's what will slow the 77 down enough to get the 18 away.
I don't know. Alec has always been quicker on a longer run than often the 2 of them. I don't know how bad he ate of his tires, though.
Here comes Jeff Wright. He's entered the fray again.
Now the 18's on the bottom in turns 3, where he seems like he struggles on exit to get grip.
I think Alec needs to stop shitting on his new package. He's pretty good with it.
That was a terrible idea that never happened, thankfully. And Jeff Wright is probably going to get the lead away here with a huge run on the back straight.
Does anybody try to strategize? Anyone come in of these 3 to come in early? Or will all 3 coming together? The thing is that they're so close by the time they realize the leader is coming in, whoever it is at that point. I don't think the other 2 will have enough time to react. So yeah, I feel like we're going to see a slight divergence on strategy here, which could separate these guys out.
Well, if one driver comes in a lap early, I think they walk away with, oh, Martinez on the apron again. He's going to slip and come up in front of the 77 of Cabot, and now it's 48, 18, 77. They swap the lead amongst each other enough times to confuse me as Jeff Wright begins to drive away, and the 18 and 77 keep fighting. And the 18 a full-on drift out of turn 4.
Yeah, I think you just see also a lot more experience there in that 48. Just waited behind these 2, let them burn their stuff up, and got by them.
I don't think it's by choice that the 18's been fighting the 77. Cabot just hasn't let him get away. And he's just been driving the 18 nuts like he's like a mosquito around his ear and made him fight, and that let the 48 on through. And now they're going to settle in 1, 2, 3. Meanwhile, for fourth place, I'm sorry to interrupt.
Off of 4, he loses his run.
I can't pull the camera off these guys for half a second to look at another battle. I can't.
Oh, and he chases up the track, and here comes
Crazy what that draft does.
I give up. We're just watching this race for the rest of the race, because if I pull away, we're going to miss something happening.
Wright's going to slide up the track in front of Martinez.
Oh, that was close. This is too tight. This is not going to last. There's no way that they make this last. And if they do, if they 77 sideways, if they make it through the end of this race and none of them crash, they just split the trophy into thirds at this point. Just do the Kyle Busch guitar smash with whatever. Don't they give you a jukebox or something silly?
I have no clue.
What track gives you a jukebox? I don't even remember.
I have no clue. I really haven't.
These three have been fighting for what, 50 laps now?
Yeah, I think so. They've been fighting for technically they've been fighting since the green flag. At least Cabot and Wright, and then over that last run, Martinez joined the fray.
Of course, the news outside of Racing League the last couple of weeks was that this 18 driver is going to be moving over to Sim Motorsports for the remainder of 2019 and the next season, replacing driver Eli Hinton, who's currently running in 5th.
Yeah, actually, speaking of Eli, came out of this run in 6th, got around Alex Bell, and he's trying to get around Jared Campbell for 4th place, but he's kind of stuck in behind the 66 for now.
77 sideways out of turn 4 again. Martinez has a run on the 48, takes it to the outside. Wright chases him to the wall. I don't dare move the camera off these cars.
I mean, really, honestly, except for the battle in behind them for 4th place, there really isn't too much going on around the track.
It's a big battle for 4th. There's like 3 or 4 cars involved in that one.
Oh, yeah, I didn't realize Alex Bell was right in behind these guys.
So we're closing in on about 40 to go. About 6 laps. So that's when the pit window opens. And I like you said,
the cave-in, but I think everyone's gonna be waiting till the last guy goes. It's pretty much a game of chicken coming down a pit road.
I mean, I thought they would have a different strategy before. They all 2 Camaros and a Camry fighting at the front of this field with 45 laps to go at the line this time through. Whoa, Martinez really sideways. That was the most we've seen him lose. He left tire tracks that time through.
Yeah, I think he's really eyeing on coming down the pit road, but these guys are going to have to go at least 2 to 3 more laps to make sure they can make it to the end.
2 Camaros and a Camry. And the 48s actually get a bit of a lead here, which actually might not be a bad thing for these trailing 2. Just let the 48 get out front and base their strategy off what he does. Really sideways. That was the most we've seen him lose. He left.
Yeah, well, Martinez is not giving that 77 way. He's going to keep him down there. Oh, boy. Oh, Martinez loose.
Yeah, he was the calm one for the majority of the run. Now he's the one slipping and sliding all over the place. Which actually might not be a bad thing for these trailing.
Yeah, out of the leaders, Jared Campbell, he's come down onto pit road. He's going to leave that 3-way fight between himself, Bell, and Hinton for 4th place.
So Jeff Wright leads this race by half a second. That's the largest margin we've seen since about lap 80.
Yeah.
Martinez hits. Oh no! And he's slipping, sliding, trying to get down to pit road speed.
He's good.
And he will. What a dramatic pit road entry, and that might win him the race finish. A great strategy call here with 42 to go.
Yeah, I was going to say also gained quite a bit of time onto pit road as well, going very aggressive, so that will help him.
So now, these guys right here, they can only go about 2 more laps, so they can't really overcut very much. And they're going to be forced to come to pit right now, I think. And will they do it?
Coming in, Cabot's coming in.
All right, so here we go. Battle for the top spot. Alec Martinez beat them to pit lane, and now it's going to be battle at the top. So now, these guys right here,
Yeah, so now honestly, for pretty much majority of this race, Martinez has been on the offensive. This run, the way it's going to play out, he's going to be on the defensive, and he's going to have to defend from behind as Wright and Cabot are going to be coming at him with fresher tires, albeit only one lap.
I don't think that lap's going to make enough of a difference, but what will make a difference is the fact that Martinez pit in a lap early and saved himself basically a second and a half. So Martinez is up to speed now on the front straight, coming onto the front straightaway. And meanwhile, Jeff Wright is rolling, and so the 18 is coming back down to pit lane. Does he have a penalty?
Oh, no, he must have.
What has happened to the 18 to take him out of this race?
I'm not sure he got the... Oh, he had speeding off.
Oh. That is just painful. That hurts to watch. And the driver that probably would have won this race.
Looking away.
What has happened to the 18 to take him out of this race?
Damn, that sucks for Alec, don't it?
Yeah, it is what it is. Let's keep it the race chat.
That is just painful.
Sounds like it's been going good though.
And the driver that
looks like that was the last pit stop.
Done everything so right.
Someone blew up off 4. Oh!
Did he speed?
No, he blew up.
I don't think there's
Alec?
Yeah, he's out. Or not AJ. Fucking
Angelo.
Did I say AJ? Sorry. Hey, did the broadcast mention AJ by any chance?
Yes, they did mention his uncle, grandfather, whatever it was. I can't remember.
Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah, I mean, like I was going out of the pits, and it never...
Tell him, race chat. Enough.
Angelo Aronis was it? I think it was. Let's take a look. Yes,
11 pitting,
Angelo
11 pitting.
Aronis was getting back up to speed here.
Thanks, David.
And
Nice.
Wright and Cabot were... Oh, he blew a motor. Downshifted incorrectly and smashed the wall in turn 3. We stay green still. And we mentioned while we were watching that replay that the 48 and 77, they came right back on the racetrack, right on top of each other. They continue to...
Well, I made the drivers meeting short and sweet, and I told them, look, I'm not as lenient as Andy or Andrew. I will freaking...
Oh, did he really say that?
That is... I just can't get over...
Damn.
How
what does that
frustrating
even mean?
For Alec Martinez.
It doesn't mean really anything because it's not really true, but I figured if I put a little bit of fear in them, maybe they wouldn't fucking act like idiots.
I think we've been really lenient this year, or this season.
That's all on the driver.
I was just trying to go for like a fear factor, I guess. That way maybe they wouldn't act like that jackasses by some chance. But everybody's been really good. I mean, I didn't think I'd have any problems really, but I was just covering my ass just in case.
Look at these attitudes from these championship contenders.
I mean, I get what he's saying, but at this time, you can't race 4 more weeks, 5 more weeks.
Yeah, I got you, man. It's unfortunate. I don't know what to say. Hey, what is a good recruiting race or car, which would be the A car and track? That's not going to be a caution fest.
Last 20 minutes of this race begin
but
now.
at the same time, using whatever iRacing supplies.
Again, my name is Kyle Heyer alongside Finney.
Could I do Vegas again, do you think?
14 lead changes at Las Vegas.
I don't know if with this setup, with these group of guys, I'd trust it, but with guys from the lobby, I wouldn't trust this setup. I don't know.
And Silverstone is a free track, and yes, we're going to run that next season.
Oh, no, they had a caution in race 1.
So that's one of the breaking news
someone definitely ran a caution-free race recently.
I'm not getting a lot of support here, guys. I feel like I don't mean anything. I don't know how to explain myself. Now, David, you're excluded from this, but I mean, like,
the lead will change back
from Eric, Jordan, Mark, like, sometimes I'll send out messages to the group. No, I get it. People don't check their phone as much. I don't either. But if an issue like tonight, but you guys did reply, this is where I'm lost. Like, when I'm asking, like, questions or I say something, like, sometimes just reply at least, I guess. Because I don't know how technology works. You might get it, you might not, or if you just read it. Like, I just need to make sure, like, I don't want you to feel like I'm doing this by myself. I'm not making calls by myself. I just want you guys to know that it's a group thing. I take a lot of heat, but I handle it the way I can. But I still feel like
I think it's about one more
it's
time.
Not much of a group right now.
TV sound surge before we close out the night.
So, sorry, I'm just trying to figure it out because like I'll message things and David, I'm just gonna say it. You don't have to message me. Like, just keep it in the group. Or if you guys have an idea, don't be afraid to just say it to the group. I know this is me and David's show, but even ideas. Like, Jordan texted me today with an idea. Put that shit in the group. Like, even though Mark don't help much, Mark really, if you feel like he doesn't, Mark really does. He does help. The biggest thing he helps with, I think, is like one of the most important things is points. Like, Mark's not here. I wish he was so he can hear this from me, but he really is a big help. But when it comes to scheduling with like top tier guys, like I guess you could say if we did a 4-man race or 5-man race with me, Mark, Jordan, Eric, David, all of us, I'd probably kick your asses, right? But I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. No, what I'm saying is me and Eric, if we legitly ran a season together, I don't know who would win, and I'm being honest. My point in me saying that statement is me and Eric, we know our shit somewhat. So kind of listen to Eric too. I mean, Eric, if you want to chime in on something as far as competition goes, just say it, man. I feel like I'm making a schedule by myself. I don't want to do that.
Hey, I came up with a schedule.
You are, but in the order. How did pit stops check out? Were we good on those?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Anyways, in the order you had them here, I'm gonna go back to this.
Well, this is a rough sketch.
Daytona, Darlington. Totally agree. The Glen, Martinsville. But you get down here to the Chase. I mean, we did Bristol. Okay, let's change that up to a different Chase race to start. You got the Milwaukee Mile in there. I totally agree. I would love it. But as far as other people in the league, me being one of them, I don't have it. And I don't want people to be forced into getting it.
What, Milwaukee Mile? I thought it was a free track.
No, I don't have it. I haven't bought it yet. But you got Talladega in the Chase. I'm all for that. But I think a lot of guys wouldn't be because they'll go back to the talent thing. You know, they like to use that, I guess, with a new package. But
well, I've always agreed with you on that.
I'm still saying, sorry to cut you off, the last race should be Indy. It's a historic track for open wheel and NASCAR. I still say Indy for the last race, at least. We started in Daytona, we ended Indy. I mean, that sounds sexy as fuck. I don't know about you.
I'm kind of on the Pocono.
You know, I'm kind of on the fuck off right now, if you can say that.
I'm on Pocono too.
Indy is just so like.
Yeah, but vision this, okay? If it's at, we'll just say it's at Indy. Maybe it will be at Pocono. Honestly, I don't really give a fuck. I'd prefer Indy. But imagine this. It's the last race, and the guy leading the race comes off 4. That motherfucking announcer has so much time to announce, you know, here comes Andrew Toganoff off turn 4. He leads Eric Hutton by a whole lap because he lapped the whole field, you know, and he's got all that time to say shit, and then he causes the start-finish line. At Pocono, I just like the outcome of Indy, you know what I'm saying?
I feel like Pocono would put on a better race, and it takes more skill than Indianapolis.
Better race than what? The 750 or the 550? Because we ain't even got to that yet. And we're going to figure this shit out before the end of the race because I'm announcing it.
I feel like we should do Phoenix or Richmond for the last race, but everybody might not be.
Well, if you want to do that, just let's do Talladega.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Talladega. Yeah, something different. I mean, we can just say if Eric's like neither, and I'm like Indy, and
He's several laps down.
you know, David's over here Pocono. That's 4 guys. We're not going to get a leeway on that. So we could just drop Pocono and Indy and figure something else out.
Oh boy.
But I don't know where Jordan's at. I was gonna talk to him at some point. But Jordan started this whole thing, right, guys? And,
so is the 48.
I'm not talking about this league. The one I came into. I come in, I wipe him out the first race, I win. I helped him out. I didn't want to race anymore, but Jordan is a big reason for a lot of this where we're at now too. So that's why I wanted. I'm sure Mark will like it too, but Jordan getting my attention with a free track, and he mentioned Silverstone. I'm like, so I checked it out. I don't think a Watkins Glen baseline will work, but something like Sonoma.
Incredible. This race has been awesome. It's been long,
great.
But
I really want to put that free track in there.
Now to 16 lead changes.
I'm here. That's why you're all kissing my ass.
Oh, shit,
Dude, have you talked about Silverstone? That would be fun because there's 2 great places to own brake. That's fine. It's a really good track. I modified Sonoma setup on it. And that was really good.
That ticker's gonna go from saying 140.
Made it a little looser.
I tried to sound smart. I really didn't know you were in here. But I was like, yeah, but a Sonoma set. I tried it. I'm not that good. I tried to compare lap times to what Jordan showed me in a clip, and I'm like 4 seconds off. But overall, it's a free track. Why not try it out?
Hell yeah, and it's a good track. I think if we do the bigger track, there's a couple variations of it. I think the bigger track is a little bit too big.
Oh, so there are 2 different versions. I didn't know that.
There's like 5.
You're keeping a very close eye on those 2 leaders because they can and probably will.
There's a Grand Prix
lead right now.
I know.
This is awesome.
It's been like that.
These guys are not playing around anymore. They know that they can't really let another guy get too comfortable in one position.
Yeah, they're putting up a great show.
Thankfully.
Okay, so this is what I have in the schedule right now. You turned how many laps? How long was your lap time at Silverstone? Was it like 1:30 or some shit?
1:20, 1:18.
Jeremiah was supposed to spin. Come on.
Block I think I've seen the 48 do, so he's not playing around anymore.
We were running. You said 1:15.
1:18.
And we're running 1:13s at Roval. That was 55 laps.
Any less interesting than it is.
So, man, that'd be a long race.
He's good everywhere.
Maybe 55 laps at Silverstone.
No, here's what I got. I did some calculating.
What are you talking about?
For fuel mileage?
Where?
Silverstone. So you can get like 23 laps per tank. And if we want to do what we did at Roval, some people went 2 stops, some people went 3 stop. You could go, I can't remember what it was, 24 laps.
Was it 60?
The Roval was 50 or 75.
It was 75?
Yeah.
Oh my god, Andy.
So I figure if you go 24, 24, and 24, that's 72.
Yeah, but that's a little.
Some people would go.
24?
Yeah. 24 laps per tank.
What if we went 48 plus 3? 51. Some people might try to stretch it. Tell them to shut up.
I think 50 is a little short, but we don't really have to do what we did at Roval.
55?
I say at least 60.
Yeah, 55 laps with a stage at 35.
Stage?
Yeah, well, it's a road course.
Cabot on the back to the bottom. The 48 protecting in the middle groove.
You're doing stages next season?
Right will hang on.
No, only on the road
Talking
courses.
about road course. Yeah, Jordan's like, hey, listen, check this out. Jordan's tone totally changed. He was like, yeah, Silverstone, yeah, this gas mileage. And then I was like, and then we can throw in a stage in there. And then he's like, oh, so stage.
We only plan to do it on the road courses because if you remember, the Roval was a boring as fuck race.
Over Adam Cabot. Last time through, right was quicker, but Cabot
Stage lap 30.
A lap car, brother.
You said 24 laps?
24 laps for Tank.
So that, dude, stage lap 20. 24.
Take it low here, Alex.
He's gonna have to hope that he doesn't pick any up.
24 laps.
Yeah, we
So
haven't seen
stage
this gap
lap
greater than a half a
20.
since about lap 80.
8 or
And even before
29.
that, it was pretty close to that.
There's no way you can save that much.
Now, Cabot is running out of time.
Stage
No one
lap
would do
30.
that.
The 48 of Jeff Wright, we saw last week. He's not afraid to throw a block. Will he throw a block on the
Yeah,
side?
you'd have to short pit.
Cabot's gonna have to get creative.
So strategy.
Yeah, on the first stage.
Stop race.
On lap 30.
56 laps at stage lap 30.
Oh yeah, so if you do a stage at lap 30 plus like 25. Some
So
people might
race
stretch that.
58
Some people
laps.
30 plus 25. That's 55, right?
So 57.
Saving one lap is pretty hard.
57 laps. Alright, so 50 goddamn 6. Jesus Christ.
Big slip out of turn 4. Wow, his hands were all over the place.
Silverstone, 56 laps, stage lap 30.
That sounds pretty good.
Alright, we're done.
Yeah, Silverstone.
Arrow push there is going to mean he's going to lose some ground. And
What about you, Eric? Where are you?
Right back up to about 2 car
About what?
Wow.
Cars are slipping. I think the
So what did they put? Did they put cocaine in your Chick-fil-A?
I don't. Road courses aren't my thing. I don't have an opinion on road courses.
Well, did you
Road
stage?
courses aren't my thing.
Caution.
11 to go. Some lap traffic.
You kidding?
Nope, not yet. No, he's on. He's dead.
Number sits at 17. Most of them between these two guys.
This is a great race.
Let's go to. Yeah, we got a good group of guys. Watkins Glen. Right now, I have it at 60 laps.
Do you want to throw any fuel like strategy into it, like
Of course.
manufactured fuel strategy?
Like Chevy fuel? No,
No.
I'm just kidding.
Like kind of manipulate the laps like
Can
we
we
do
get
it.
some Ford fuel of that bitch? No,
Yeah.
tell you what a fuel in it.
This is how the NASCAR execs do it. They sit
Maybe.
there, I think we should try to make it fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, Watkins Glen.
Throw
60
caution
laps.
wrapper debris.
Yeah.
60 laps.
Whatever's happened to Joshua Banks has ended his day on
New leader.
Stage.
the Roval winner from a few weeks ago.
Fuck that
but for
bullshit.
the top spot, the 77 and 48.
Really? You got it?
Like it's the last lap, but there's only 9 left.
How'd he get it? Oh, he passed him. That's how he got it. That's alright. Jeff's good at finishing second. Points, points, points.
Right back where I started. 11.
4 minutes left in this race.
Adam's not even in the chase, is he?
Hasn't been quite as aggressive as
You don't
No.
need to be.
Cabot.
It's when you don't show up for half of them.
Have to be. These last couple
It's a good
laps.
addition, though. I'm telling you.
In that Shell sponsored number 48.
No problem. Thanks.
The 77 is
I was-
So I got
Yeah.
Watkins Glen at 60 laps.
I was trying to get Casey Licata,
Camaro, and again,
but-
a new sponsor on board that car this week. Going to Victory Lane with it in its first race would be something special.
Why do you go after fast people? Why don't you go after somebody you can develop?
Yeah, indeed. I mean, he's been up in the front from most of the
I don't know. I just asked.
Probably should've-
Yeah,
What I did? I asked my
bullshit.
team. No, I wanted
Give a
Jeff.
fuck about NAS.
Jeremiah did
Wanted Jeff. And I thought Adam, but I didn't. I asked my team who they wanted, and they said Adam, so I got Adam. I wanted KC,
So-
but KC, it was too late.
Sounds like a plan.
Stage lap
Casey's
30.
slow.
How many laps did you go on a tank this past season? Or the last season at Watkins Glen? Wasn't it just 20?
20 something.
Well, the lower
It was like
horsepower.
20.
Probably 21.
I can test it.
Nope. All right, yeah. Stage lap. I'll leave a question mark.
Now looks to the inside. Cabot gives him the room off into turn 3.
So these are the track. This is what I was thinking. 18 races. Okay, guys, are you cool with that?
Yeah. Hey, 1 second. What tracks do you want me to test fuel at?
It's been
Watkins Glen and Sonoma.
Alright.
Can't really test for fuel at. Oh, and no, you can't do Super Speedway unless you have like 5 cars in the pack. Watkins Glen,
side by
Sonoma.
Side, 5 to go. These guys have just been all on top of each other.
But we're going to include stage in there.
It's ridiculous.
I just got to figure out.
I'm not worried about pitting rules.
In recent memory, the 77
there are no pitting rules. You know what I'm saying, like NASCAR has.
Yeah.
All right, so yeah, Watkins Glen, Sonoma. That should be it. 80% fuel load's not changing. That'll stay the same. So here's other tracks right now I got. Not in order. Silverstone.
Here comes the 48 back to the bottom.
Oh, that's they're crashing.
They're not going to get any
we're just going to get Super Speedways out of there.
Justice hit the wall.
Justice?
Oh, he didn't, motherfucker. Bro, you just made me minimize it. Fucking faggot.
Right back to the bottom.
Alright, so Silverstone, Texas, Talladega, Daytona, the basics. Sonoma, Darlington, Kentucky, Martinsville, Bristol, and Chicagoland.
Can we do Kentucky at night? I like those night races.
Late afternoon.
Night races look cool.
Late afternoon, 160 laps.
He did hit the wall.
Motherfucker, he hit the wall like years ago. It just shows how good our chassis are. Look at him. He's still in second. Fuck out of here.
They almost crashed coming in at 3.
There wasn't a whole lot of lane there, but he might use the bumper. There's already a dent on the back of that 77.
Oh shit, it's 2 to go.
6 cars on the lead lap.
This is a great race.
If he wrecks him, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, send him over to my team, I guess.
It's been 164 laps, and it all comes down to this. Cabot, 77. Wright, 48. The 48, a championship favorite. The 77, a fan favorite, trying to rack up more victories before the end of the year.
Oh, he tried. That's probably it. He's going to lose time there, get sideways, fall in Andy, and finish second again. Don't arc it out. You're going to kill your entry. Oh, he just killed his entry. Oh. Oh, good thing I wasn't Bailey. He would have been doored and wrecked. Right. P2, baby. Where's him? Fuck, fourth? Tell Adam Cabot to start helping bring people here.
fucking, oh my god, I'm sorry.
Here comes Wright, sending it up the inside, side by side, in for.
It's not going to be enough.
Oh, he wrecked Eli!
Eli got wrecked! In the Outsider Racing League chase at Las Vegas.
Yeah, you got to taste your own medicine. Now that was legit. That was cool.
That is, I'll take it. That was fun, Adam. Good win.
Fuck yeah. Get him, Bell. Get him.
Good race, guys. That was awesome.
Alright, where's Marky? Gotta do these points.
Sliding through the grass, and he's going to hit the inside wall.
Yeah, thanks. Hope y'all like the set.
In 5th place, or is it 4th? I think it's scored in 5th for me. And what has happened? Here's a look. The 15 and the 13 were coming out of the final corner. Take a look here. Oh, the 15 bobbled and hit the 13. Martinez slid on through. Martinez finished 8th in this race, but just the 2-car incident there. But my goodness, Finian, Adam Cabot doing burnouts at the start-finish line, well earned. This was a spectacular race, by far the most entertaining race, oval or otherwise, I think we've ever seen.
Yeah, dude, it's been a fantastic battle between the first two drivers. Pretty much since the drop of the green flag, they both charged up immediately. I mean, look where they started. You see, Cabot started in 10th, Jeff Wright started in 8th. They were in the front of the field, pretty much coming to lap number 2. So they were up there for most of the night, just going at it the whole night long. And Cabot's the one who's going to be standing on.
And after all this 165 laps, one of the longer races of the season, you have to feel for Alec Martinez. Put out a valiant effort. Came from 16th all the way up to the lead, led a couple laps, then sped on pit lane on that final money pit stop and finished 8th tonight. Going to be a disappointment for that group.
And also, he gained some spots after what happened with Joshua Banks, and Tim Downey Jr. was also involved in that incident with the 35.
So Tim Downey Jr. finishes 14th tonight, Joshua Banks in 15th. Tim Downey Jr. and Joshua Banks both 10 laps down at the finish. Only 6 cars on the lead lap, but that does not tell you how exciting of a race that was. I don't think we've ever seen a race that good for that long. All right, I'm getting tired. Let's go grab some drivers to talk to. We'll be back in just a moment. Stay with us. Tim Downey Jr. finishes 14th tonight, Joshua Banks. That race was very long, but that was a very, very, very.
Hey, David.
Hey, was that the first caution-free race y'all have ever broadcasted?
No,
I don't think so, but it's definitely been one of the few.
We've only had like 3 or 4, but it's definitely rare. But I don't want to linger here. I'm exhausted, and that was a really long race. So I'm going to try to get these interviews going here so I can get going. I have to be up early tomorrow, too.
All right, well, I'm glad. Maybe I ought to wish bad luck on them more often. Shit. All right, guys. Thank you for the broadcast. It was great. Glad we went caution-free for you.
Where's Campbell thing? Is he up in?
He was asking where to join.
I got him.
Like, I'm not going to fucking lift the flag either. It's a terrible deal, man. That sucks so bad.
And who else?
Hang on, I got him.
Yeah, but Eli looked like he came down a little bit too, so that's just racing.
He's an AFK.
Yeah.
Yeah, 10-4, 10-4.
Okay, can we? Is Alec around? Let's talk to Alec first. All right, let's go. What do you pull him in? Let me know.
Alec or Alex?
Alec Martinez. Hey, Alec. Sorry.
Hey, I gotta remember how to do this.
Last like 100 laps. That was pretty cool. Caution free. You guys are fucking amazing.
It was a little boring for me though. I didn't really.
Shit, I'm just sitting here getting stoned, watching you guys, man. Caution free. Caution free. What track you saying?